right and their free expression should not be painted with the same brush of those who have resorted to such unacceptable language and acts of vandalism.
This is Andrew Breitbart filling in for Michael Savage on the Savage Nation. Call 800-449-8255, and of course, go to michaelsavage.com. That was Nancy Pelosi. That is the most disingenuine expression of that somehow that Tea Party group there, not all people are guilty of throwing out the N-word, just some, and she does not want to impugn the motivation or the character of the others because of this group of people that said the N-word. Let me repeat again. I will give $10,000 to the United Negro College Fund if John Lewis or anyone is able to show me any evidence with all those handy cams, with all those flip phones, that the N-word was used once. She knows that this was a staged event. She knows that everything that was done that day was staged because they knew there were going to be 30 to 40,000 people outside of the Capitol. And so what they did was, Nancy Pelosi, you did this, you Caucasian American scoundrel. You used the black people to walk through the audience to make it look like Selma 1964. You want to split this country on race, and you were willing to put them into harm's way because, quite frankly, they were taunting the audience. They were looking at them in an offensive way. They were walking around like as if they were doing something that was dangerous. There was nothing dangerous about walking through the Tea Party movement. In 14 months, the Tea Party movement has been nothing but peaceful. It has been nothing but inclusive. I can't tell you how many wonderful black Americans I have met at Tea Parties, and I've become friends with, and friended on Facebook, and friended on Twitter, and they are sick and tired of how the Democratic Party uses them and abuses them and promises them the world and gives them nothing. And this is offensive, and this has to stop. And this means that we have to stand up to this incessant barrage of political correctness. They are taunting us to respond, and we have to respond. We can't not allow for false accusations to stand, because as she stands there acting as if she's trying to be reasonable, saying that not all people are guilty, she is dictating the terms of the cable news and the mainstream media engagement. And I had to go on the Dylan Ratigan show on MSNBC. I prefer not to go on MSNBC. No right-thinking American would want to have to go out in the middle of their day and go out on MSNBC, okay? But I did because Nancy Pelosi and Sheila Jackson Lee and James Clyburn and John Lewis decided to go out on a fishing expedition. They came up with Book Kiss, and now they're out there falsely claiming that racism is a central defining factor of the Tea Party movement. This is what we reported at Big Government a few months ago after the Tea Party convention in Nashville. Bill Clinton and James Carville put together a meeting trying to figure out what are we going to do about this Tea Party? What are we going to do about this Tea Party? Well, this is it. This is their plan. The day after their bill passes, they realize that there's a chance of it may be repealed. They know there's going to probably be a slaughter come November because they had to twist so many arms of Democrats who knew that this was going to be their death wish. And so they had to come up with a counterattack, and this was it. It started on Saturday with the Congressional Black Caucus walking through that crowd with handy cams over their head, trying to fish for some racism. They didn't get it, yet they accused the group of it. Nancy Pelosi went along with it. Everyone went along with it. Let's play Sheila Jackson Lee trying to stoke the flames of outrage within the African American community, who I guarantee you is not going to be going on Big Journalism or BigGovernment.com to find out whether or not the N-word was hurled 15 times. She's stoking the flames. Sheila Jackson Lee.
Over the last 2 days, human beings who happen to be members of Congress have been called the N-word, have been spat on. Just recently, someone asked me why my braids were so tight.
There you go. That is the Democratic Party in 2010. This is Andrew Breitbart sitting in for Michael Savage on the Savage Nation.
Savage. For all things news and talk radio, visit trncentral.com.
Hey, Savage Nation. I know that many of you still haven't resolved your resolution to get out of debt. If it's hanging out there, you probably feel helpless. Why? The bills keep coming and you can't keep up. You're living paycheck to paycheck. It's a rotten feeling, but the good news is there's something you can do. You can call the People's Debt Network at 800-211-DEBT right now. That's 800-211-3328. If you qualify, their partners can negotiate directly with your creditors and really save you money. Look, if you have $10,000 or more in combined credit card debt, you need to call the People's Debt Network at 800-211-DEBT. They are a debt matching service that offers no obligation. It's free. It's confidential. Don't let your resolution suffer any longer. The time to put your foot down is today. Do it for your family and do it for yourself. What do you got to lose? If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you call 800-211-3328. That's 800-211-DEBT right now.
Call Michael now at 1-800-449-8255. Savage.
CNN Radio, I'm Campbell Brown. Obama on the road today stumping for health care reform in Iowa City.
I don't believe that the American people are going to put the insurance industry back in the driver's seat. We've already been there. We're not going back. This country's moving forward.
House Minority Whip Eric Cantor said today someone shot a bullet through the window of his campaign office recently. He accused Democrats of overplaying threats with their security concerns.
It is reckless to use these incidents as media vehicles for political gain.
Minority Leader John Boehner deplored violence and threats, but insisted the health care bill would harm the country.
The American people aren't going to take this lying down. The ink isn't even dry, and there's a grassroots revolt over this bill.
Despite speculation he might run for president in 2012, General David Petraeus told reporters in New Hampshire today he will never run for public office. The most trusted name in news, this is CNN Radio.
Do you know if you qualify for the credit card bailout program? If your credit card debt is out of control, there's powerful information you need to know about the new Credit Card Reform Act. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe with monthly payments you can afford. Credit card companies have been given billions and need to clean their books once and for all. And that's great news for you. We're Credit Answers, and we'd like to offer you free information that will show you how to settle your credit card debt with payment plans customized for you. It's yours free by calling 1-800-400-4970. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and learn how we have saved our clients millions. Live better, debt-free. For free information on how to settle your credit card debt in the government bailout era, call 1-800-400-4970. That's 1-800-400-4970. 1-800-400-4970. Individual results may vary. Program not available in all states. See contract for complete terms.
I love Dr. Dito. When everybody else said that my legs would never match again, that I should be satisfied that I was walking, Dr. Dito said nonsense. He is one of the most amazing physicians. Scar revision, breast augmentations, and facelifts, and eyelid surgery, and nose jobs. Whatever you're thinking about, I want you to think about Dr. Douglas Dito because he is extraordinary. Pro-Lipo Plus is a body sculpting advanced laser liposuction that you lose inches in hours. You don't even have to be put to sleep. You're awake. And there's minimal amount of discomfort. It's safe, and I'm telling you, it is amazing. If you want to read more, Dr. Dito's got a great article in 24/7 magazine, which you can see at his website, GardensCosmeticsCenter.com. And by the way, when you mention my name, Dr. Douglas Dito cuts you the best deal in town. Financing is available. You're going to love him and his staff in Palm Beach Gardens on PGA Boulevard. The number is 561-626-FACE. That's 561-626-3223. Tell Dr. Dito that Joy sent you.
Listen for the Wall Street Minute, presented by the Financial Store, every weekday morning in the 8 o'clock hour on News Talk 850 WFTL.
News Talk 850 WFTL.
Westbound 595 injury accident, supposed slowing the ride at 441.